Hi there, everyone. So, South Korean lawmakers want Kwon to do some explaining about Terra. Here are the details. So, of course, this is a big news since we're seeing the government getting involved in this Terra fiasco. Let me translate this for you because this is, well, in Korean. There you go. Translation is a bit choppy, but you get the idea. The dramatic fall of Terra's native assets, LUNA and USD, is no news to anyone. Merciless plummet that both these assets endured to zero were witnessed by the entire globe. Now, as the founder of the network, Kwon tries to fix it, regulators from across the globe have begun scrutinizing the stablecoin industry. But the South Korean lawmakers, however, went a step ahead and decided to probe the crypto project. Earlier today, the depaying of USD was taken all the way to the National Assembly's Political Affairs Committee at a plenary meeting. During the meeting, discussing the damage the network had caused several individuals, the representative young Chang-hyun, I'm pretty sure I slaughtered that, so I highlighted it here for you, which is a member of the ruling party, urged the government to bring in Kwon for questioning. Now, this representative wanted to hold a hearing to probe the matter and come up with ways to protect the investors, not just South Korea. An array of regulators grew wary of the damage Terra had caused and decided to investigate the entire stablecoin market. He also said that Coin1, Corbit, and GoPax, which are exchanges in Korea, stopped trading on May 10th and Bitom on May 11th. But Upbit, and pay attention to this part, did not stop trading until May 13th. Upbit, which was the last to stop trading even after seeing the crash, is the number one company with an 80% share in Korea. In those 3 days, it earned close to 10 billion won, which is close to 7.8 million USD. And all of this was in commission income. Now, if you ask me, that's a lot of money. A lot of money for only 3 days. And you can see it summarized here in a better way. I'm pretty sure it sounds beautiful in Korean, but let's stay with the English version so everyone can understand. So he said, as there is a saying, even if the coin price falls, the exchange gets thick, which is true. An array of investors came forward and revealed that they were homeless and broke following the latest mishap. Several have even confessed to have had suicidal tendencies, which is pretty common in a lot of people. I mean, I talked about this in the previous video, but there were a lot of people that lost everything. And I'm not even kidding. They lost everything. So I can see where they are coming from. But in any case, if someone is in that situation, money can be made. There's no problem with that. You only need a little bit more time. So there's nothing more valuable than being around. And of course, when you have investors complaining about this, obviously the government will interfere. Consequently, the representative also wants executives from these exchanges to appear in the hearing as well, not only Kwon. This is going to be a big piece of news in the coming days. I'm pretty sure this will set some precedent for the crypto market in the future in terms of regulation. Now, we all are aware of what Kwon wants to do in order to fix this issue. I'm talking about a fork. Terra could potentially go with a fork. Kwon was trying to do everything under the sun that would help him resurrecting his assets. As a result, he went on to propose the hard fork for the blockchain. According to the latest proposal, he intends to call it Terra Classic, which, if it sounds familiar to you, is what happened with Ethereum a while ago, when Ethereum had a fork, and we got Ethereum Classic as well. And the asset will be labeled as Luna Classic with a symbol of LUNC, LUNC. What you're seeing right now is what the community thought about this proposal. They asked the community, and the community expressed Your opinion about it? The community didn't seem to have faith in LUNC, as 90% of them did not want the hard fork. So, what this is telling us is that Kwon has to prepare more revival plans before governments from across the globe start issuing investigations. So, just to give you an idea, the collapse of the Terra ecosystem further managed to trigger regulators. Last week, when the whole debating episode was in play, United States Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen claimed that digital assets presented risks similar to that of banks. And that's not all. SEC's Gary Gensler also gave an opinion about the crypto market, and this opinion was caused, of course, by the Terra collapse. Gary Gensler, who's chair of the US Securities and Exchange Commission, is now the latest to comment on the crypto ecosystem post the Terra episode. According to a Reuters report, Gensler asserted on Monday that cryptocurrency assets are highly speculative and investors need more protection. Else, he added, they could lose trust in the market, which is the most important part of what he said. It is true, and I totally agree. The market is based 100% of trust. If a lot of people believe that something is worth the money, then that thing is worth the money. And the same happens backwards. If a lot of people believe that something is not worth it, even though that thing it's a pretty valuable thing, then it's worth nothing. Nobody's going to want it. He also said that the regulatory agency would continue to be a cop on the beat, which means that he's going to be around checking. And they're going to be working with the Commodity Futures Trading Commissions to ensure that all cryptos are covered. And he concluded by saying, there is a lot to be done here, and in the meantime, the investing public is not that well protected. Let me know in the comment section what do you think about everything that's happening to Kwon right now, regardless on whether he deserves it or not. Is this going to influence the crypto market in a good way, in a bad way? I mean, it's going to get worse before it gets better, that's for sure. But maybe, in the end, this is the catalyst that the market needed to put a little bit of more regulation so it could go mainstream in the near future. Let me know if you agree or disagree with that, and I'll see you in the next one.